The Dallas Cowboys are playing the New York Football Giants tonight, Monday Night Football, September 26, 2022-23 season. First Monday night for the Cowboys this season. Hello, thank you. I'm John McCauley. Thank you for coming by JMax Sports 24/7. I really appreciate if you give me a like, subscribe, give me a comment on this article that I just found regarding the game tonight. The article is titled 5 Reasons the Cowboys Will Beat the New York Giants in Week 3. Written by Randy Gurzi, G-U-R-Z-I. I found the article at Fanside, so I'm giving credit to Randy for the article. And he has done some analysis, and he has concluded that the Dallas Cowboys will beat the New York Football Giants Week 3. I'd like to know what you think if you agree with these 5 reasons. Reason number 5, the Giants have yet to be tested. I agree with that. Yes, the Giants are currently undefeated, but they have yet to play anyone who has proven to be a contending NFL team. Wow, that is harsh. I mean, to be a fan of a team and somebody saying, well, you haven't played an NFL team yet, a contending NFL team, that's harsh. Their wins came against teams that were 0-4 combined in the first 2 weeks of the season. And they didn't win impressively in either case. The New York Giants have knocked off Tennessee Titans 21-20 in the opener. They showed guts by going for the 2 points at the end of the game, which was successful, and they walked away with a win. The following week, they secured a 19-16 victory over Carolina, sending Carolina to 0-2. Dallas, on the other hand, has played a team that won the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago and is led by the modern day GOAT, Tom Brady. And I will always say modern day because he did not play during the Roger Staubach era, the Joe Montana era, Terry Bradshaw era. You know, we're talking about Hall of Fame quarterbacks as well, but they played with different rules than Tom Brady. So I'm not going to go along with the talking heads. And some of my fellow YouTube Cowboy compadres think that Tom Brady is the GOAT of all time. No. He played with different rules, and that benefited his position. So compared to other quarterbacks, his position in modern day football, yeah, he's the GOAT. He's definitely the GOAT, and I will concur. I'll give him that. They also slowed down the Bengals, who were AFC representatives last season. Sure, since they started out slowly, but they were still heavily favored, and the Cowboys pulled off the upset, even without Dak Prescott. And I'm going to put some respect on our quarterback's name because he deserves it. I'm not going to do like our owner did when he was, asked about the quarterback play of Cooper Rush, and he welcomed a quarterback controversy, which is ludicrous, stupid to hear your owner say that. But he didn't use Dak Prescott. He would reference Prescott. Yeah, I reference a quarterback, Prescott. And no, he's our quarterback. Put some respect on his name as you would do Troy Aikman. If you was talking about Troy Aikman, you would say Troy. And I've heard you say it a gazillion times. Troy. Okay, so let's put some respect on Dak's name. Use his first name, Jerry. And by the way, please sell the team. Finally, in the first, concluding the first reason, the 5th reason the Cowboys will beat the Giants, New York doesn't have the weapons either of those teams have, and which is just one reason the Cowboys should be able to secure a win. I agree with that. Reason number 4, why the New York Football Giants will take an L tonight on Monday Night Football, primetime national audience. It's because the offensive line has excelled for the Dallas Cowboys. Before Week 1, it seemed as though hope would be lost for Dallas since their offensive line was a mess. We lost Tyron Smith and had no true replacements. That led to moving Tyler Smith to left tackle after having the rookie learn guard all off-season. They've also had to use Matt Fornark after Connor McGovern suffered an ankle injury. Despite all this, they actually played pretty well in the first 2 games. The Cowboys have seen their quarterbacks sacked just 5 times, with only one coming against the Bengals, showing they made improvements from week 1 to week 2. Not only are the Dallas Cowboys linemen playing better than expected, but they're about to face a team that really hasn't been able to get after the quarterback. In week 1 win over the Titans, the Giants had just 1 sack on Ryan Tannehill. Then in week 2, Baker Mayfield was sacked only 2 times. For some reason, Dallas has 8 sacks in 2 weeks compared to 3 for the New York Football Giants. Number 3, why the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, will beat the New York Football Giants. And I agree with this reason of this writer. Danny Dimes Jones is still Daniel Jones, the Dookie. Brian Daboll, and I believe he may be the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants, was a smart hire. He proved himself as a play caller with the Buffalo Bills and helped Josh Allen turn into the player that we know today. So far, he's done good work for New York, evidenced by their 2-0 start. However, they're not exactly winning with an explosive passing attack, and probably never will as long as Danny Dimes is under center. The former Dookie product had just 188 long yards passing in week 1 against Tennessee, and he followed that up with 176 yards in week 2. That has them 31st in the NFL in passing yardage. Compared that to Dallas, who has surrendered 360 yards in 2 games, which ranked us 6th in the National Football League. Throw in the fact that our Cowboys did this against the modern day GOAT, Tom Brady, 212 yards, passing minus 17 from 2 sacks. And Joe Burrow, 199 yards with 34 minus from 6 sacks. And Jones doesn't seem to be the one who was suddenly lighted up against the Dallas Cowboys. I agree with that analysis. He goes on instead, the Giants will continue to lean on their ground game where Saquon Barkley has found success. I agree. This could help them stay in the game, but eventually they will need to throw the ball, and it won't be easy for Jones to have success against the Dallas Cowboys unit. I agree as well with that analysis. Do you? Number 2, why the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, will beat the New York Football Giants tonight, Monday night primetime football, national television audience. Haters will come out. Running game can run wild, meaning the Dallas Cowboys has always favored the ground game. With Cooper Rush starting, that will likely remain the case in week 2. The Cowboys ran it 27 times and probably would have had more attempts had the Bengals not tied the game up late. This week, against the Giants, they're going to lean on the ground game even more once again and should be able to do so throughout the night. So far in 2 games, the Giants defense is 18th in the National Football League in rushing yards surrendered, with week 2 being an outing to forget when it comes to defending the ground game. Now, while Tennessee averaged less than 4 yards per carry in the opener, New York had no answers for Carolina in week 1, as Chris McCaffrey had 102 long and 15 carries, and the team averaged, 6.3 yards as a whole. That bodes well for the 2-headed monster in Dallas, Zeke and Pollard. Zeke finished with 53 yards on 15 carries, while Pollard had 43 on 9 attempts and a TD. Pollard also had 55 yards on 4 receptions, including an explosive 46 gain that set up for a score. So, with New York's inability to shut down a run, these two will again have a shot to run wild. And the writer goes, don't be surprised to see a combined effort of 200 yards on the ground with a couple of TDs. And I don't really agree with get 200 yards on the ground. I'm going to guesstimate that we're going to get around 175, 180 on the ground. But I can see us getting 200. I mean, we have the skill set to do that, but I don't see that happening. And the number one and final reason why the writer believes that the Dallas Cowboys will win the game tonight, Monday Night Football, prime time, national television audience. Haters will hate, they will come out. Is 11 from heaven, number 11, Michael Parsons, playing at a different level, is his number one reason why we, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, will win the game tonight against the New York Football Giants. He goes, maybe it's divine intervention, or maybe he's just an elite playmaker. Whatever it is, it's Michael Parsons already has 4 sacks on the season, and it's become clear that D. Lawrence isn't going to catch the second-year player, despite his best intentions. Parsons has become an emotional leader for the Dallas defense and is always around the ball. He's also brought a positive message to the team, saying they're being tested through their injury concerns. And he heard this straight from the, quote, Chapel man. Here's a quote from Michael Parsons. I actually went to chapel yesterday, and the man, the chapel man, said, you'll have to go through tests to get to your testimony. So sometimes you have to go through stuff to get what you want, or where you want to go, unquote. In addition to being a stud on the field, Parsons has been winning fans over with his personality. Yeah, I agree with that. Nice guy. He's funny on the social media and has no problem giving back to fans. He sent out tons of Madden codes and even told a fan to DM him so he could hook his daughter up. I didn't know he sent codes out. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't play Madden like I used to, but my son does, so I may want to, he may not know about that. So, but I don't know, some players need the code, some don't. So he's, what else he goes here? Parsons is simply enjoying it all, the game, the fans, everything. And on Monday Night Football, he should continue to excel and get after Jones in the backfield more than once again. Oh, poor Danny Dimes. He's coming, Danny. Michael's coming. Does Michael have a nickname other than 11 from heaven? I mean, like the Manster. We need to give him a nickname. Put that in the comments. What do you think we should call Michael at this time? I mean, he's proven to be a player that deserves a nickname. Let us Cowboy compadres come up with a name instead of the media. So if you please, what do you think we should, dub Michael Parsons? His pressure will force a couple of errant throws and get the defense off the field enough times that the offense can secure a win, going 3-0 Cooper Rush's career. In addition to that, I did read an article. I heard LT will be at the game, Lawrence Taylor, to see Michael Parsons because Michael's been likened to LT, and LT is considered pretty much unanimously the greatest defensive player of all time, whether you've seen him play in his prime or not. And I was fortunate enough to see LT play in his prime. And yeah, he is warranted the greatest as MJ is in basketball. Well, I don't know what's the greatest for MJ. Most people do, because I like to give it to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. People forget about Dr. J, what he did for the game. So those are my two goats for basketball. But yeah, I can see why people would think MJ is, but it's nor here nor there. LT will be at the game. He has made a statement that whenever his name is used whenever it's used and who's the greatest of all time on defense, he knows that his name is always on the last page, last paragraph, last sentence. I concur, I agree. No one has surpassed LT as the greatest of all times. Not Bruce Smith, not Reggie White, and those two were bad. Jerome Brown, they were some bad dudes. The late great Reggie White, the late great Jerome Brown. Reggie White, my gosh, I've never seen a man as strong as he. But I mean, people forget about what Randy White did. People forget Randy White, the master. Oh my gosh. He was double teamed up the middle all the time. Randy White never had one-on-one up the middle. He played tackle and never had one-on-one. Okay. So that's saying something. Okay. But yeah, so LT will be at the game to watch Micah shine. And I do believe Micah will shine because he is aware that LT is going to be there. So, I'm pretty sure the media is going to make a big to-do about it, as they should. So please give me your comments on if you think you agree with this writer. 5 reasons the Dallas Cowboys will win tonight. I certainly do. I think it's not going to be close. I think it's going to be, I think the Cowboys are going to force the Giants to run the ball as they're going to try to, because they do have Barry Sanders-like running back in Saquon Barkley. I think we will be able to keep him under 100 yards, and we're going to force Danny Dimes to beat us with the pass. He's not going to be able to do that. He is a good runner, however, so we have to be mindful of the play action when he's running outside the tackle, because he will run for, to move those chains to the first down. So be mindful of that. It's not going to be close. And we get ready for those Redskins. Football team. Commanders. Get ready for whoever we playing down in DC. So again, please like my video, share the video, and subscribe. My fellow Cowboy compadres, let's go ahead and win this game tonight. National TV audience. I'm going to get, as T.O. would say, get the popcorn ready, and let's do this.